get this question all the time. How many CBD gummies should I eat? There's a common CBD dosage amount, but how much CBD does it take to work? A good rule of thumb is to follow the recommendations on the packaging of your product. Exceeding these recommendations is definitely not advised. By the way, I'm Dale Hewitt, founder and CEO of New Phase Blends, and today I'm going to talk with you about deciding on how many CBD gummies you should be eating. So first of all, what is CBD? If you don't already know, CBD is just a compound that's derived from hemp. It's a member of the cannabis plant family, and these compounds are classified as cannabinoids. There's over 124 different cannabinoids within the cannabis plant, but only a few of them are well known. The most infamous is going to be THC, also known as delta-9 THC, which is the primary psychoactive ingredient in cannabis. If you haven't been in a coma for the last 100 years, you've heard of THC. Industrial hemp and marijuana are two different plants within the same cannabis species. Marijuana contains high amounts of THC, while hemp typically contains high amounts of CBD and almost no THC. In fact, hemp contains such a small amount of THC that there are no psychoactive effects possible. In order for CBD products like CBD gummies to be legal, they must come from hemp. CBD can also technically come from marijuana, but it will have a high residual amount of THC and require a medical marijuana card. On the other hand, you can go buy CBD gummies online or in a store right now if that's what you wanted to do. CBD is another primary component which makes up about 40% of the plant resin extract of industrial hemp. Other cannabinoids you may not have heard of but exist are CBG, which is cannabidiol, CBC, which is cannabichromine, or CBN, which is cannabinol. There's so many others. All of these cannabinoids offer different benefits. In fact, since CBD became legalized, researchers continually find new benefits that these cannabinoids offer our bodies. Essentially, hemp and CBD have been around for thousands of years, but we are only recently figuring out the true benefits of a lot of these cannabinoids like CBD. CBD gummies are also only one form of CBD. CBD oil, also known as CBD drops or tinctures, is another popular form, but whether it's gummies, oil, or other edibles, you need to know the right dosage before you can take your CBD products. So how does CBD work? This is where things can get pretty interesting. Cannabinoids work within the body by interacting with specific receptors that are present on the surface of cells. These receptors make up what's called the endocannabinoid system. You might have heard of this before. Your central nervous system is mainly where these receptors are found. They can also be found in some organs as well. There are two main types of cannabinoid receptors in the body, and those are the CB1 and CB2 receptors. The benefits of CBD we feel will depend on the area of the brain involved. Effects on our systems may improve memory, cognition, and even psychomotor performance. Effects on our reward pathways can affect pleasure responses and pain perception. Due to this, products like CBD gummies or CBD oil have shown great potential in helping people deal with a multitude of conditions, from anxiety to seizures to pain relief. Let's talk about the entourage effect before we get into your dosage. The entourage effect is another key component in making CBD so potent. Studies since around the mid to late 90s have indicated that CBD will modify the effects of other cannabinoids that it's combined with. The findings led researchers to the development of a hypothesis, which is biological products, when combined with cannabinoids, have increased activity. In other words, the entirety of the effect is greater than the sum effects of its contributing parts. This is why combinations of CBD gummies mixed with other homeopathic compounds are so popular and so effective. Sleep by New Phase Blends is a perfect example of this, which combines CBD with melatonin. The CBD simply enhances what the melatonin is already good at, telling the brain it's time to go to sleep. Several other things will determine how well these CBD gummies work. For example, the milligrams of CBD in the product, your body weight, the total CBD milligrams per gummy, maybe tolerance to CBD dosage. Are you a first-time user? Are you a CBD veteran? But let's pivot into figuring out the proper dosage of CBD people should use to achieve things like pain relief or anxiety reduction. So how many gummies should I be eating? Now that we know something about how and why CBD works, let's explore effective CBD dosing. To date, its effective dose in different diseases remains unclear. But why is that? Basically, there's just not enough long-term studies that have been conducted. CBD, or more specifically hemp, only recently became federally legal with the passing of the 2018 Farm Bill. Now that it's not a controlled substance anymore, quality studies are starting to come out more frequently. The problem is that CBD has so much potential that researchers simply can't keep up with the demand for the research. The benefits of CBD are definitely real, we just need more time to finish proper peer-reviewed studies. You should definitely consider your body weight when you go to dose a CBD gummy. First, consider the variations of your treatment pathways. Are you using oral CBD? Are you using topical CBD? Are you smoking it? When you eat it, you likely need more than when you apply it to your skin, and that's just because your digestive system destroys a lot of the nutrients you eat, including CBD. Your body weight will determine how much CBD you need. For example, a heavier person will likely need to eat more CBD than someone who does not weigh as much. This is pretty normal across all medications and supplements. This isn't something that's specific to CBD. Consider using about 0.25 milligrams of CBD per pound of body weight at a time. For example, if I weighed 200 pounds, I would take 50 milligrams of CBD gummies per dose. This is typically a great starting point for most people. Pay attention to the number of gummies you eat too. One gummy may only come in 25 milligram form. Another might come in 40. You just never know. In this instance, you would need to eat 2 CBD gummies for the intended effect. If you have a 25 milligram gummy, 2 gummies is 50 milligrams, which is my particular goal. As a general rule of thumb, the more you weigh, the more CBD you might need. Also consider why you're taking CBD. Are you taking it for pain reduction? Maybe you need help sleeping. Is your anxiety skyrocketing lately? There are popular reasons that people turn to CBD gummies, and you need to figure out why it is you're taking it. If you're using it for sleep or anxiety issues, it's interesting to note that some large-scale studies using CBD are finally becoming mainstream. A good example comes out of the Permanente Journal in January of 2019. This study used 25 milligrams a day, gave it to a bunch of different people, and it also went up to 175 milligrams a day. 79% of the study group reported better sleep and decreased anxiety at the conclusion of the 3-month trial. Other notable studies have used much higher dosages and produced impressive results as well, but I feel these doses, which are 100, 300, even 900 milligrams a day, are just not realistic. The first is that in our experience, lower dosages appear to get a good enough response, and second, the current retail cost of CBD would make those dosages astronomically high and unrealistic. It was this research that led to the design of our product, Sleep. So the answer to how many CBD gummies should I eat, according to New Phase Blends, is one of our Sleep gummies per night. This will give you 45 milligrams of premium CBD with a melatonin blend. You will enjoy the flavor and you will enjoy a restful sleep. A money-back guarantee is included with all CBD products you buy from us because we know they work. One gummy will likely be a good amount regardless of your body weight here. These CBD gummies also come in a CBD oil form. The milligram of CBD per serving in these is somewhat high, but it's not too high. The synergistic effect and a dose of CBD mixed with melatonin works extremely well. This means your CBD products do not have to have as high of a dose of CBD in order to achieve an intended effect. You should also consider age as a factor in the dosage of CBD. So first of all, due to the nature of CBD, it's highly recommended that only people of the age 18 and older use it. While it may be possible for younger people to take CBD gummies, I would highly recommend consulting with your doctor before you let your child take them. People of all ages are beginning to flock to CBD to find relief from things like pain and sleep deprivation. That said, the most popular age group by far seems to be those 45 years and older. You should also consider only using legitimate CBD products from legitimate companies. I hate I have to go over this, but there are many CBD gummies from many CBD brands out there. So how do you know which ones to buy? Because honestly, not all of them are even real. So take a look at the following. The extraction method of the CBD gummies. This is important because CBD is derived through various means from the hemp plant. While there's pros and cons to each extraction method, at New Phase Blends, I feel that the supercritical CO2 extraction is by far the most beneficial. It produces the highest quality concentration of CBD and is the safest extraction method. It leaves behind no toxins or foreign residues like some other extraction methods do. Another good thing to look at is to make sure you know how much CBD is in each gummy. Scannable QR codes are located on the container or packaging of any legitimate product. This QR code can be read by your cell phone too. The code will send you to a lab testing report of the exact chemical analysis of the product to include CBD counts, heavy metal screenings, and things like this. This is how a savvy buyer knows what he or she is putting in his or her body. It'll also help answer the question of how many CBD gummies you should take because you'll know the exact dosage and CBD milligram per gummy. Remember, there are many, many, many different CBD gummies out there. Everyone's trying to sell it right now. You need to double check the CBD dosage per gummy on the lab report mentioned above. Let's go ahead and conclude here in regards to eating CBD gummies and how much you should eat. I hope that I've answered the question that you have, which is, how many CBD gummies should I be eating? To quickly review, let's go over the key points. Always, always, always consult with a doctor if you're going to supplement or discontinue your current medication. Due to how CBD binds with different receptors, the effects of whatever you're taking CBD with could be magnified. Only buy products with a scannable QR code. Without this, you just have no idea what the dose of CBD is that you're putting into your body or what else is in that product. Don't be fooled into spending an arm and a leg on products with too much or too little CBD in them either. The sweet spot for gummy administration is right around the 45 milligram mark, depending on your body weight and your age. Be careful taking much more than this unless you're used to taking CBD gummies. They're not psychoactive, but they're very expensive and they might give you a slight headache or nausea, worst case scenario. I want to remind you that New Phase Blends is a veteran-owned and operated industry leader. We maintain a 100% satisfaction guarantee and will ship anywhere in the U.S. for free. Finally, I love hearing from our potential customers and answering any questions they might have about our products or CBD in general. Don't let easily treatable conditions reduce your quality of life anymore. Check out our online store and witness firsthand what CBD might be able to do for you. And hey, if you found this video beneficial, please consider subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button below. It really helps the YouTube algorithm make this video much more available to others so they can learn useful information about CBD as well.